Good morning, students. Now we are going to discuss about 3 marks and 5 marks, right? Okay, students, because yesterday we discussed 2 marks, right? Therefore, today I am going to discuss about 3 marks and 2 marks. Okay, students? Yes, students. 3 marks questions and 5 mark questions quantity is very high. Okay, students, therefore I'm going to discuss some important questions. Okay, right, students? நிறைய 3 மார்க் கொஷின்ஸ் அண்ட் 5 மார்க் கொஷின்ஸ் இருக்குது. இது எல்லாத்தையும் டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா டைம் வேஸ்ட் ஆகும், சரிங்களா? ஸோ அதனால் நான் ஒரு சில இம்பார்ட்டண்ட் கொஷின்ஸ் அண்ட் இம்பார்ட்டண்ட் ஸ்டெப்ஸ் அதை மட்டும் நாங்கள் சொல்ல போகிறேன், சரிங்களா? ஸோ therefore you have to just see the video. Okay students, at the same time ஏதாவது ஸ்டெப்ஸ் உங்களுக்கு தெரில அப்படின்னா நீங்கள் இந்த வீடியோவை பார்த்து அப்படியே பாஸ் பண்ணி நீங்கள் எக்ஸ்ட்ரா ஸ்டெப் எழுதி வச்சுக்கலாம். ஓகே ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ், எஸ், shall we go to the topic? Yes. See, first question, discuss the basic properties of electric charge. So for this property you should write 3 points. First one is electric charge. That electric charge represent what is electric charge. And the second one is conservation of electric charge. So for this one you should write compulsory, the total electric charge in the universe is constant and the charge can be neither created nor be destroyed. Yes. And the second point is, in any physical process the net change in charge will be zero. This is called conservation of charges. So these two points is very important, right? After that, third point is quantization of charge. Yes, in this topic you should write the charge Q of any object is equal to an integral multiple of this fundamental unit charge E. Therefore you should write Q is equal to N into E. N is the integer and E is the charge of electron, that is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. Okay, right? Next question, define superposition principle and explain superposition principle interaction between multiple charges. Just first you should write the superposition principle. What is superposition principle? According to superposition principle, the total force acting on a given charge is equal to the vector sum of forces extracted on it by all the other charges, right? This is the superposition principle. After that you should write 2 equations. For example, see this, consider a system of charges q1, q2, q3 up to qn. By Coulomb law, the force on first charge due to the remaining charges up to n number of charges. How to write? It is very simple. According to Coulomb's law, forces F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 divided by r square. No, the same formula for first charge. That's why I'm taking F with F12. F12 is nothing but force on charge q1 due to the second charge. Therefore F12 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 divided by r square 21 into r cap 21. The same way you should write F13. What is the meaning F13? Force on charge q1 due to the third charge, due to q3 charge, right? The same way you should write the remaining equations up to n number of charges, right? For n number of charges, how to write? F1n which is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q1 and qn divided by r square, right? n1 into r cap n1. That's all. Okay students, right? Next question, explain electric field at a point due to system of charges or superposition principle of electric field. Right, this is the question. So for this question, you should write this equation, this statement. What is the statement? The electric field at an arbitrary point due to a system of point charges is simply equal to vector sum of the electric field created by individual point charges. This is called superposition of electric field. So you should write this statement and then write the equations. Right? See, what is the equations? Consider a system of n charges q1, q2 up to qn, right? And the electric field at a point P due to n charges, electric field. So based on the electric field formula, E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by r square. That is the electric field formula. Based on that, I am going to write electric field at a point P due to n number of charges. So first E1 is nothing but electric field at a point due to first charges. That's why E1 which is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q1 divided by r square 1p r cap 1p. R cap is a unit vector, right? The same way, if we go to the E2 is nothing but electric field at a point P due to second charge. The same way you should write E3 for E4 up to En. Therefore, what is En? En which is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Qn divided by r square Np into r cap Np. Yes. So these are the electric field at a point due to the charges. Now I am going to calculate the total electric field at a point P due to the all the charges. How to calculate? It's very simple. I'm going to add all the individual electric field. That's why E total which is equal to E1 plus E2 plus E3 up to En. I'm substituting all the values. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught value is common, that's why I'm taking outside. Remaining values q1 divided by r square 1p r cap 1p plus q2 divided by r square 2p r cap 2p up to qn divided by r square np into r cap np. Okay students, right? Okay, next question. Obtain expression for electric potential at a point due to a point charge. So for this question, you should draw this diagram. This arrow marks represent the electric field towards the charges, right? Okay, therefore you should draw this diagram and write some theory, few lines about this diagram, right? Like consider a point charge at a region O. Yes, at the same time P is a point placed at r distance from the region. In this point, electric field is present. Likewise, you should write the theory. Okay, now come to the electric field equations. Now, what is the formula for electric equation? E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by r square into r cap. Now, I'm going to calculate the electric potential at a point P. So, how to calculate? This is the formula. V is equal to minus indicate the direction of electric field, integral infinity to r distance. So here r distance is under limit is infinity, e into dr. Here calculating the total electric potential now, that's why I'm integrating e into dr, right? E is the electric field, dr is the distance. Just I'm substituting. So what is that next step? Minus integral infinity to r 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by r square into r cap into dr. Now dr is nothing but dr vector is equal to dr into r cap. So see the next step, minus integral infinity to r 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by r square r cap into dr into r cap. So r cap is equal to 1, and what will remaining? Q outside. So what is remaining? Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught 1 divided by r square into dr. 1 divided by r square into dr into 1, the same value. Okay, right? So if you are substituting that limits, okay, first see 1 by 4 q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught integral infinity to r 1 by r squared into dr, right? So followed by this, see this, v is equal to minus q by 4 pi epsilon outside minus, because integral 1 by r square, that is 1 by x square is equal to what? R square will cancel. Now what will get? 1 by r. 1 by r is close the bracket and infinity to r. Now I am going substituting the upper limit first and then lower limit. What is upper limit? R. So first minus, see this minus outside and this minus outside, so minus into minus plus, therefore first upper limit 1 by r, instead of r I am substituting the r, therefore I can get 1 by r minus lower limit, so 1 by infinity. So what will come? 1 by infinity is equal to 0, therefore v is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r, right? So this is the formula for what? Electric potential at a point. Yes, okay students, right? Next question, derive an expression for capacitance of parallel plate capacitor. Derive an expression for capacitance of parallel plate capacitor. So for this diagram, for this question, you should draw this diagram, two diagrams, right? How many diagram? Yes, two diagram. Basically two diagram is given, but you should draw the only one diagram. See this one, and sorry, this one diagram is enough. Okay students, right? So this is the capacitor. This capacitor, two plates, one plate has positive charge and another plate has negative charge, separated by which distance? D distance, right? So therefore first you should write the theory. That is, consider a capacitor consists of two parallel plates, and each plate has area A separated by D distance, and it has charges, therefore the charge density is sigma. Likewise you should write the theory. After that, come to the electric field between the plates. The electric field present between the plates is equal to E. E is equal to sigma divided by epsilon naught. Sigma is a charge density, right? Therefore sigma divided by epsilon naught, right? Now sigma is nothing but q by a. Yes, sigma is equal to q by a. Surface density is nothing but charge in a particular area. That's why sigma is equal to q by a. Then only is equal to q divided by a into epsilon naught. Epsilon naught, we know that permittivity in free space, right? So therefore q divided by a into epsilon naught. Since the field is uniform, the potential difference between the plates, some potential difference between the plates, no? Yes, that potential is B, which is equal to electric field into distance. What is electric field? Q divided by A into epsilon naught into D, no? That's why. Now come to the capacitance. Capacitance formula is C is equal to the ratio of charge to the potential. Charge is Q, potential is V. Therefore Q divided by V. What is the V formula? Q divided by A into epsilon naught into D. So what will come? This A go to upwards now. Q cancel. So what will come? A into epsilon naught divided by D. That means the capacitance is directly proportional to area and inversely proportional to the separation. That means when you are increase the area of the capacitor plates, the capacitance will increase. If you are, yes, decrease the distance, the capacitance will increase, right? Okay students, right? Next question, derive an expression for energy stored in capacitor. Derive an expression for energy stored capacitor. So for this question, you should write the theory first. Capacitor is a device is used to store charges and energy. When a battery is connected to a capacitor, electrons of total charge is minus q are transferred from one plate to another plate. So for this work done by the battery, so the work done is stored as electrostatic energy in a capacitor, right? This word is very important. Work done is stored as electrostatic potential energy in a capacitor. This statement is very important, right? Okay, now come to the derivation. It starts from the dq amount of charge for potential V, the work done. Work done is based on potential into amount of charge, V into dq, right? What is V? Potential. Potential is nothing but from the potential ratio of charge to the capacitance, right? So if this V is equal to Q by C, substituting this one, I can get Q divided by C into dq. The total work done to the capacitor, total work done, therefore I'm calculating the what? Yes, integral W is equal to 0 to Q. 0 means there is no charges, Q means maximum charges, therefore 0 to Q. Just what is the value? Q by C into dq, no? Okay, 1 by C outside, what is remaining? Integral Q divided by C. If I'm taking Q by C, that is x, integral x, what will get? X square by 2. That's why formula, no, integral formula, integral x into dx, what will get? X square by 2. Using that formula, I'm taking yes, q square divided by 2, 0 to q. So instead of q, I'm substituting the limits. First upper limit, instead of q, the same, therefore q square divided by 2c minus 0 square divided by 2c, therefore 0 square divided by 2c is nothing but 0, therefore remaining q square divided by 2c, right? Okay, and next, this work done is stored as electrostatic energy of capacitor, therefore electrostatic energy formula U is equal to q square divided by 2c, right? The work done is nothing but work done only stored as a energy, that's why energy is U, the work done is equal to q divided by 2c. Therefore if I am taking that q is equal to c into V from the capacitance, q is equal to c into V, therefore instead of q square, what will come? C square into V square, now therefore C into C square cancel, therefore 1 by 2 C V square will come. Okay students, right? We know that V is equal to E into D, C is equal to A into epsilon r divided by D. This is the capacitance, this is the potential. Therefore substituting the V value and C value in this equation, what I get? C, if you are substituting the C value, A epsilon r divided by D into E into D square. So here D square E square, therefore this square and D cancel, what is remaining? A epsilon naught D into E square into D square. Okay, right students, right? Okay, after that, the energy stored per unit volume of the space, it is defined as per volume, no, that's why potential energy is U divided by volume. So potential energy is 1 by 2 A D epsilon r D square divided by volume. So volume is nothing but length into breadth into height, therefore length into breadth taken as area. So area into yes D, area into D, therefore what is cancel? AD cancel, I can get 1 by 2 epsilon naught E square, therefore U is equal to 1 by 2 epsilon naught E square, right? That means we interfere the energy stored in the electric field extracting between the plates of capacitor. That means once the capacitor is allowed to discharge, the energy is retrieved. Yes, that means revised. Okay students, okay, right. Next, 5-mark questions. Okay, students, 5-mark questions. See the first question. Explain in detail Coulomb law and its various aspects. Right. So for this question, you should draw this diagram. Q1, Q2 charges separated by r distance. This Q1 charge experiences a force due to the second charges. This charge experiences a force due to the remaining charges. So according to Coulomb's law, F21 which is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 divided by r square 1 to r cap 1 2. Okay, and important aspects. Please note it down. Important aspects. First one is Coulomb law state that the electrostatic forces is directly proportional to the product of the magnitude of 2 point charges. This point is very important, right? And inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. This point is very important. Yes, these are two important aspects. Now, based on this, the force is always lying along the line joining of two charges. Right? After that, the SI unit of K, that is proportionality constant 1 by divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, that is equal to 9 into 10 power 9 Newton meter square Coulomb power minus 2. So epsilon naught is the permittivity in free space right now. So therefore, if I am taking epsilon naught this side, 1 divided by 4 pi K, that epsilon naught value 8.85 into 10 power minus 12 Coulomb square Newton inverse meter power minus 2. Right? And the magnitude of electrostatic force between the two charges of each 1 coulomb separated by 1 meter distance is 9 into this formula also important, 9 into 10 power 9 Newton. So in Coulomb's law in vacuum, yes, and in medium, what is the formula? Same, 1 by 2 1 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 divided by r square 1 to r cap 1 2. And if I am taking s or other format r 1 2, the same formula it will come. Yes, because the epsilon is nothing but permittivity of a medium. Epsilon which is equal to epsilon naught into epsilon r. Epsilon is the relative permittivity, the ratio of permittivity in medium to the permittivity in free space. Okay, right? See this. For air, the relative permittivity value 1. For other media is greater than 1. Okay, students, right? Okay. And next, Coulomb's law and structure, right? As Newton's gravitation. So for this one, first you should write the Coulomb's law formula K, that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 divided by r square, and F Newton G is equal to m1 divided by r square. Okay, yes. So for this one you should write the equations and K values. See, since K is more greater than G, the electrostatic force is always greater than the gravitational force, and after that depending the points and depending upon the nature of charges, here either may be attractive and repulsive. So likewise you should write this answer. And the last one is electrostatic force obeys Newton third law. That's why every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. That is, each charge experience a force due to other charges, no? That's why opposite reaction, that is opposite forces. Okay, students, right? Okay, now come to this one. How do we determine the electric field due to a continuous charge distribution? Right? So for this one, you should write the theory. At the same time, you should draw this diagram. Right? Okay, now come to this one. The electric field at a point P due to the charge object is equal to and sum of the all other charges elements. Yes, so delta Q, what is delta Q, sir? Delta Q is the charge elements. Yes, delta Q1 is a one element and delta Q is 2 is the another element, delta Q3 is the another element up to Qn, because this system consists of n number of charges. So we are calculating the electric field at a point P due to this charge elements. Okay, the same way for electric field at a point, yes, based on the superposition principle. No, the same method we are calculating the electric field. How to calculate the electric field? It is easy, no? Sum of the all the electric field, right? Therefore, electric field at a point P due to this charged object is equal to the sum of all other charge elements. Therefore, E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. This is common, no? Yes, that's why outside delta Q1 divided by R square 1p into R cap 1p, and delta Q2 plus delta Q3 up to delta Qn divided by R square np into R cap np. After that, E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Yes, and summation is nothing but for all, no? That's why first elements to n number of elements. That's why I'm taking summation. Therefore, delta Qi divided by R square Ip and R cap into Ip. So for this distribution, delta Q is equal to dq. Yes, therefore the next step, E which is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught integral dq by R square into R cap. Okay, right? After that, come to the charge density. Charge density is sigma is equal to Q by A. That is surface charge density is nothing but Q by A. This is Q by A. Charge in a particular area. Therefore, dq is equal to sigma into dA. That is, if I am taking Q this side, sigma into A. Multiple, no? That's why dq is equal to sigma into dA. Then the electric field and the total charges, instead of dq, I am substituting sigma into A. Therefore, integral dq by R square into R cap is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Yes, and integral sigma into dA divided by R square into R cap. So sigma outside, sigma divided by 4 pi epsilon naught integral dA by R square into R cap. Right? This is the electric field formula. The same way for the volume charge distribution. For volume distribution, you should write the volume density. Yes. So what is that? Charge per unit volume. Yes. Density rho which is equal to charge by per unit volume Q by V. Therefore, if I am taking dq rho into dV. So for this one, electric field due to a volume of total charges Q. Therefore, I am substituting instead of dq, I am substituting rho into V. Therefore, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught integral rho into dV divided by R square into R cap, which is equal to rho, taking outside, rho divided by 4 pi epsilon naught integral dV divided by R square into R cap. Okay. Okay, students. Yes. Now come to important 5-mark question. Yes, students, listen carefully. Okay, students, right? Calculate the electric field due to a dipole on its axial line. Right? This is very important question. Please listen. So first you should draw this diagram. Okay, within this direction, see E in this direction, E minus in this direction. You should draw the diagram. Yes, perfectly you should draw the diagram and then write the theory about this diagram. Okay, students, after that you should write like this. See, consider a dipole AB along x-axis. It is dipole moment P is equal to 2q into A and its direction B along negative charge to positive charge. According to electric field, E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R square. No? Now come to the S statement. let C be the point at a distance r from midpoint of O on its axial line. See this point. This C point placed at r distance from the midpoint of the electric dipole. So how to calculate? See, the electric field at a point C due to the positive charge. Now come to due to what? Positive charge here. But the distance between the region, the center point to C is R. But the electric field at a point is due to which charge? Positive charge. Therefore, we have to calculate like between these two points. How to calculate? That's why electric field at a point C due to positive charge, the electric field is E plus, which is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by r square. The total distance between is O to C is r, but we have to calculate to positive charge to this one. Therefore, r minus a, because the distance between the charge and the midpoint of the dipole is a. That's why r minus a the whole square into p cap, right? The same way electric field at a point C due to the negative charge. Where is negative charge? C. Q is the negative charge. Placed at A point, no. The distance between A point to this one is any value? There is no value. Up to this only given. Therefore, we have to add this distance. Because two equal charges separated particular distance, no. Therefore, A plus R. See this minus represent what? Negative charge, due to negative charge. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by r plus a square into p cap, right? Because of what? Due to the negative charges. Due to what? Negative charges, right? Okay. Yes. See this. E plus represent the electric field due to a which charge? Positive charge. E minus is the electric field at a point C due to negative charge. How to calculate? It's very simple now. According to superposition principle, we have to calculate the total electric field at a point C. Therefore, E plus E minus. That means we have to add the electric field. That is total electric field. The total electric field E which is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R minus A square into P minus, because plus into minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q divided by R plus A square into P cap. Okay, just I am adding the two values E plus and E minus. Okay students, yes, just listen. Therefore Q taking outside, so what is remaining? See, if I am taking Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught 1 divided by R minus A the whole square minus 1 divided by R plus A the whole square into P. After this, I am taking LCM. So what is LCM? See that R minus A the whole square plus R plus A the whole square. Cross multiplication now, therefore R plus A the whole square minus R minus A the whole square. Right? This is A plus B whole square formation, and here A minus B the whole square formation. Therefore, I am expanding. See the next step, the same value. A square plus B square plus 2AB, that format R square plus A square plus 2RA minus A square minus B, A minus B the whole square format R square plus A square minus 2RA, right? Divide by this value. So if I'm whole square now, therefore what will get next step? Just I'm substituting the all the values. Sorry, I'm adding the values. R square plus A square plus 2RA. This minus go to inwards, minus R square, minus into plus minus A square, minus into minus plus, therefore 2RA. Divide by R square minus A square the whole square. Okay, therefore what is cancel? This R square minus R square cancel. A square minus A square cancel. What is remaining? 2RA plus 2RA. What will get? 4RA. Therefore, the total which is equal to Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught 4 RA divided by R square minus A square the whole square into P. Right? Okay. Now, come to this one. If I am the R is greater than A, the distance R is greater than A, therefore what is neglected? A square will be neglected. See this, Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught 4 RA divided by this A square will be neglected, therefore R square in R square, the whole square is square power 4, therefore 4 RA divided by R power 4 into which one? P cap. P cap is the dipole moment, that is nothing but 2A Q into P. Just substituting the values instead of 4A, twice of P no, therefore 2 into 2AQ divided by SC, that R power 4 R cube into P cap. Therefore this value is nothing but what? 2 into 2AP, twice of dipole moment, therefore 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught twice of dipole moment, that is 2 into P divided by R cube. Okay students, right? Yes. Next, calculate the electric field due to a dipole on its equatorial line. Due to an equatorial line. Okay students, right? Now see this, you should draw the diagram, this diagram and the theory, and is followed by this one, the electric field at C due to a positive charge E plus is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R square plus A square. Right? So just see this one. We are taking this one, electric field at a point C due to this positive charge. Therefore, we are taking this triangle. So this formula is based on electric field formula, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R square. We are taking is the electric field at a point in this point due to this point charge. Therefore, square of this value plus square of this value. That's why R square plus A square. The same way, due to the negative charges, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R square plus A square. Right? Okay. Please remember the equations. Okay, students. Right? If you have any doubt, please call me. I'll explain. Okay, students. Right. After that, you should write this component. The electric field resolve into two component. One is perpendicular component sine theta and horizontal component cos theta. Yes, and sine theta will cancel to each other because it opposite direction, and horizontal components are equal in same direction. Therefore, which is added? Cos theta only added. Yes, therefore E1 plus E2. Therefore, what will get? 2E1. That is 2 into electric field cos P theta value. What is E plus? That is what is electric field formula? 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q divided by R square plus A square into cos P. Right? So this 2 go to inverse 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2Q divided by R square into R square plus A square. 2Q is into cos theta. So from the previous question triangle, we are taking cos theta value. What is cos theta? Opposite by hypotenuse or adjacent by hypotenuse. See, come to this diagram, which is cos theta. This is theta, no? Yes, this is theta. OC, opposite side, and this is OA, adjacent side. Therefore, cos theta is equal to adjacent side by hypotenuse. Therefore, adjacent is A divided by hypotenuse R square plus A square 1 by 2 P cap. Cos theta value. Right? Okay. If this cos theta value, see this substituted and see the numerator 1 2 QA. Therefore, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2 QA divided by R square plus A square 3 by 2 into P cap. Okay, and after that is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2 QA is nothing but dipole moment. Therefore, P which is equal to R square plus A square 3 by 2. Okay, r is greater than a, therefore a square will be neglected, only r square 3 by 2. Is this square cancel, I can get 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught p divided by r cube. P divided by r cube. This is the electric field at a point P on its equatorial line. Okay, students, right? Okay. Now, see the question. Derive an expression for electrostatic potential due to an electric dipole. So you should draw this diagram, and for this diagram you should draw the theory. Sorry, you should write the theory. Okay. Okay, students, and come to that. We are going to calculate the electric potential at a point P due to positive charge and due to negative charge. The distance between the positive charge and the P is R1. The distance between the negative charge and the P is R2. And in between these 2 points, the distance is R. This is theta, and this side is 180 minus theta, right? Okay. Now, come to the potential formula. Please remember the potential formula. V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R. The same format, the electric potential at a point due to which charge? Positive charge. That is positive charge. What is the formula? V1 which is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R. The same way electric potential at a point P due to the negative charge. Therefore, V2 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught minus. Due to negative charge, no, that's why minus divided by R2. How to calculate the total potential? We have to add the two potential. Therefore, V1 plus V2. 1 is minus, therefore 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R1 minus plus into minus minus, no, therefore minus 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R square. Because Q is taken outside, Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, what is remaining? 1 divided by R1 minus 1 divided by R2, right? This is equation number 1. Now, applying cosine law at S triangle AOP. Which triangle? Yes, this one. OOAP. If you are taking this triangle, applying cosine law. What is the formula? R2 square which is equal to A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Based on that formula, R square which is equal to R square plus A square plus 2RA cos theta. Theta here what will come? 180 minus theta. Therefore, 180 minus theta. Therefore, yes, it's very simple. R2 square is equal to R square. If you are taking R square outside, 1 plus A square divided by R square plus 2RA divided by R into cos 180 minus theta theta. Therefore, R square R cancel, I can get 2A divided by R cos theta. Okay, right? Okay. And if A is less than R, therefore what is neglected? A square divided by R neglected, no? That's why R2 square is equal to R square into 1 plus 2A divided by R into cos theta. We have remove the square, what will come? R2 is equal to square cancel, 1 plus 2RA divided by R cos theta whole power 1 by 2. Again I am taking reciprocal, 1 divided by R2, therefore 1 divided by R into 1 plus 2A divided by R into cos theta whole power minus 1 by 2, because 1 divided by, no, that's from here, minus 1 by 2. Therefore 1 divided by R2 which is equal to 1 by R into 1 minus this 2, go to inverse, 2 cancel, this minus into plus minus, therefore A divided by R cos theta. This is equation number 3, right? The same way we are calculating that 1 by R1 value. Yes, so put the equation 2 and 3 in equation number 1. Just 1 by R1 value, 1 by R2 value, substituting equation. Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught 1 by R into 1 plus A divided by R cos theta minus 1 by R 1 minus A divided by R cos theta. Okay, so if we are taking 1 divided by R outside, what will come? Q 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R. What is remaining? 1 plus A divided by R cos theta minus bracket 1 minus A by R cos theta. And then next, same V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by r into, just we are minus, go to inverse. See this minus go to inverse. What will come? 1 plus a divided by r cos theta minus into plus minus 1 minus into inverse minus plus, therefore minus 1 plus a by r cos theta. So a by r cos theta, a by r cos theta, 2a. So 2a by r cos theta. Here see this numerator q2a. q2a is nothing but dipole moment. Therefore 2qa divide by 4 pi r into r square cos theta. Yes, therefore 2qa is nothing but p, no. What will come? 1 by 4 epsilon naught p divided by r square into cos theta. This is the potential, right? This is the potential formula. Okay, students. Now, for this potential, we have special cases. Yes, based on the angle. Suppose if theta is equal to 0 degree, cos 0 1. What is that potential? V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught p divided by r square into 1. Same value 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught p divided by r square. Right? Suppose if theta is equal to 180, cos 180 is equal to minus 1. Therefore, what will come? 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught p divided by r square into minus 1. V is equal to minus 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught p divided by r square. Okay, right? Now the last one is, suppose if theta is equal to 90 degree, cos 90 is equal to 0. Therefore V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into p divided by r square into 0. 0 into anything 0. Therefore the total potential is 0. Okay, students, right? Okay, students, axial line, equatorial line, potential, and band graph generator, capacitors are series and parallel, right? These are the very important questions. Okay, students, we have to study these questions. Okay, students, if you have any doubts, please call me. Okay, students, right? Students, today class is over. We'll discuss on next video. Thank you.